Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining here. We got a Sunday night edition of Movie Club. It's something I've been missing. I haven't done it in a while, and we were just talking backstage here for a second that I really wanted to get back and doing this and getting connecting with people again and getting to talk with them, hang out with on them on the live streams, and get to know more about them and their channels. And so that's what we're gonna be doing tonight. So I am not going to waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and bring out a guest for tonight. We got Eddie. How we doing?
Boom. What's going on, Corey?
Boom. I'm doing pretty good. But Eddie, fans of something, and also we're going to be digging into James Cameron 101 podcast that you got going on. And before, I'm always bad about forgetting about this. And we'll dig into each thing in more detail, but you want to throw out there, kind of what you got going on where people can find you?
Yeah, so the Fans of Something channel is probably what, if anyone that catches this, is probably if they are like, this guy looks familiar, that's probably where it's from. That was our channel, Haley and I, my co-host and girlfriend. We did that, and it's still active. It's still there. We didn't take anything down. But you just kind of go through, like we were talking backstage, ebbs and flows, ups and downs. And it originally started out as to your thing behind you there, your Funko.
Yeah.
It originally started out as a Funko channel
Okay.
because that's Funko's tagline. Everyone is a fan of something.
Okay.
So that's where the name came from.
That was going to be a question. So we already got one question out.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. But we did that, and then it just kind of felt like, all right, we're running the course of Funko here, and I don't know. And now, thank God, because I don't know if you've heard, apparently they're like going close to bankruptcy. Apparently,
I've heard things. Yeah.
Yeah. Funko's might not be around much longer, which is crazy to think, but
yeah.
And then, so Fans of Something, but that's where the channel is, and that is still active. And then, of course, James Cameron 101, that's my podcast. He's my favorite filmmaker, and I got all his movies behind me here. That's sort of my problem in life is I collect all of his movies, all different formats, all different languages, all that stuff. If it has the slightest different cover, I buy it.
Getting it.
Yep. That's the problem.
Click.
So, so now, but the podcast goes up on Fans of Something, and it's also on Spotify and Apple.
All right. And I was going to say also, anybody that's joining in the description of the live stream, I tried to throw a couple links out there. So I think we got the YouTube for Fans of Something. I think we got a couple Instagrams. We got yours, and then the James Cameron 101. And then I also tried to put your link tree in there too, that went to the Spotify and Apple podcast. So I would encourage people to, if you haven't checked it out yet, please go do that. I always say with these things, it's just hard getting out in front of new people a lot of times, and it doesn't cost you anything to check it out, and you might find your next podcast or YouTube channel that you really like to follow along. So I'd encourage you, please go check them out.
Yeah, I know it's niche. Not everyone's a fan of Cameron. So if you're not a fan of James Cameron, I don't think the podcast is for you. But if you like the guy, if you like what he does, I do think it is at this point. I mean, I don't pat myself on the back much, but I do think it is starting to become like, I don't want to say the definitive, but it's becoming like, because that was the whole thing. I looked before I even started the podcast. I was like, is there anybody doing this? Is there anybody really delving into James Cameron on a obsessed basis? And there wasn't. So,
I'll add to that, though. I agree. If you're a huge James Cameron fan, absolutely, you're going to want to check that out. But I think if you're just a fan of movies and directing and storytelling, and you dive into a lot of things, yes, maybe it's directed towards James Cameron, but I think you can get things to talk about and enjoy from that. Just if you're a fan of movies, just altogether too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And also, I just want to say hi, Mom. in case
Mom's
she's
out
watching.
here.
Just in case she's watching.
Okay, hi mom. That's awesome. Always love the support. And talking about the support, if you don't mind, I was going to run through just. I saw a few people just jumping in here in the chat saying
And
hi.
dad, sorry, because they're usually watching together, and he'll probably be like,
Yeah, you don't want to like leave one out.
yeah,
Like you make sure you get both of them in there. But we got Haley in here saying, "I'm here to say hi to Eddie." There you
there
go.
we go. That's my co-host, my girlfriend,
There you
partner in
go.
life.
There you go. Got to have the support. I love it. Holland in here saying, "I'm here to say hi to Eddie too." All right.
We love Hollanders, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. We always would joke that it's not a official live stream until Holland jumps into the chat. So
Nice, nice.
we got Box Office Brawler in here saying, "I'm here," and Wilkie is late. I know I was a minute or two late, but you know what? That happens to me once in a while. And I will say also, channel member, it says you're a member for 1 month there, Brawler. So thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. And then we got, he's also saying he needs those 4Ks or the movies you got behind you. He likes the collections. So he's kind of working on his a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Specifically the James Cameron 4Ks. I know those are kind of hot topics of you like them or you hate them kind of thing. And first and foremost, I don't have a 4K TV, so I've never been able to really judge the transfer for myself. But I don't know. I don't know about you, Corey, but to me, a transfer, is not the biggest issue in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, fast forwarding just a couple days here, we got Eyes Wide Shut coming out on the Criterion.
Yeah.
And I've been reading some things about how people aren't pleased with how Criterion has done the 4K restoration on that, and how it's not like what Kubrick would have wanted, or whatever. But to me, I mean, as long as it's not like overly saturated and like it doesn't even look like the movie that I remember, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
I think maybe that's where some people say I'm a little too simple with some of them, because I'll watch it and be like, it looks good, or it doesn't look good. But
yeah, I mean, it does look good. Like the Terminator, the Terminator 2 4K is probably the perfect example. Everyone says
the hot
Arnold
topic.
And like everyone in that movie looks like a wax figure and everything. And sure, they do, but they also look really clean. You know what I mean? Like it's like a clean wax figure. So.
And you can still enjoy the movie. So we got Big Al in here, and Big Al Presents saying, "Hello, my friends. Good to see you." We got Jeff in here, John Doe Juggalo, saying hello or good evening, if I could read, right? So Brawler was saying, "Had my notification bell rung for this one, Wilkie. I'm not missing it. Thank you, sir.
Nice.
Appreciate it." We got Enigma in here saying, "Hey, Power Washer Boy, what you up to?" So they like joking around because I decided I started playing a game that's Pressure Wash Simulator.
Okay. All right.
And I made fun of it before I started playing it, and for some odd reason I find it relaxing. So yeah, you're literally just washing things. So I know, like a side tangent, but now I get little jokes about Power Wash Boy, because one night I was playing it anyway, and I'm like, I'll just live stream it too. So
okay.
Yeah, and so they got to see me partake in that. So we got Van Gool in here saying, "What's up, everyone? Thanks for jumping in here."
That's really cool, by the way, that because I remember when there was a time when YouTube had you had to hit certain things to get members or whatever, like super chats and everything, and I like that they kind of dialed that back a little bit, because I mean, just look at your channel.
You have it made it possible.
But you actually have people that want to join and support, and they wouldn't have been able to if it was YouTube before, because that criteria was getting in the way. And
Agree.
I think it's cool that YouTube was like, hey, you know what, let's dial it back. And to your credit, Corey, I mean, you have a bunch of members, so that's really cool.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I've been very blessed with some great people that want to help out with keeping some things moving along with the channel. So, but I will agree with you when there's no way I would have been at that point if they wouldn't have done the 2-tier system kind of, and brought some stuff down. But then that's what's cool. Like I always tell everybody, there's no obligation to do it, but if they feel like helping out even for just a little bit, awesome. Thank you so much. And but I also just people jumping out in the chat is awesome. It's just great to come out here and have some people to hang out with for a little bit, and have them jumping out and talking and saying hi. But because I know everybody's time is being pulled in a lot of different directions and are busy. So yeah, no, we've had a great group of friends that have been hanging out and supporting. I'll say that for sure. But then I like mess up and I like lose my track in my chat. I'm still, I don't know if I can play the rookie card anymore, but I like to throw that out every once in a while. But yeah, just everybody saying hi. If I miss anybody's, I apologize. I want to keep everything moving along here, but I appreciate everybody jumping out and saying hi. Keep them coming out. If you have any questions or anything, please throw them out in the chat, and I'll try to hit them as we're going. But yeah, I'll put a star in that for right now. But Eddie, I know. So you're talking about like kicking off with the Fans of Something channel, where you're going from that now, like kind of digging into the James Cameron 101 podcast that you have going on. And what, obviously you're a big fan of him, but, and you said that was just, you said that was the kickoff point, kind of like, you're a fan, but then you were like, you know what? I don't see anybody else really digging in to this as much, and wanted to explore it a little more and, share what he's got, or what got you going with the podcast?
I had a Terminator podcast a few years back before Dark Fate came out.
Okay.
And it was like a lead up to Dark Fate. So I did 50 episodes of that. It was called Terminator 101.
Okay.
And it culminated with me interviewing Michael Biehn, nice. Who is Kyle Reese from the first movie.
Yeah.
And I felt like, all right, well, I can't top that. I felt like there's no way I'm getting Linda Hamilton on. She's back in the public eye now, and Arnold's out of the question, and Cameron's out of the question. So I feel like I kind of really peaked in terms of Terminator kind of royalty. And so I was like, let's put that to bed. But always in the back of my head, I wanted to kind of just do what I'm doing now, but I just wanted to expand it to all of Cameron's films. Didn't do that immediately. I just kind of put Terminator 101 to bed, and then fast forward a few years. Actually, last year was when the podcast launched. It launched on Cameron's birthday.
Yeah.
And yeah, really the goal with the podcast is just to, be as definitive as possible. So each episode is kind of random. No one really knows what is going to be the next episode. It could be a topic of, let's talk about Piranha 2, and then it'll go to Titanic, and then it'll go to Terminator 2. And I like to balance getting people that worked on the films and fans. I like to get a good mix. So like I've had Jeanette Goldstein on a bunch of times. Nice. She's a friend of the podcast. Obviously she's most famous for playing Vasquez from Aliens.
That's nice.
But just like Jeff Dawn, the Academy Award winning makeup artist of Terminator 2. I've done so many episodes with him. And then it's really neat because once you start doing that, the thing that always happens is after you hit end the recording session, they're like, man, that was a lot of fun or whatever. And then they're like, you know who you should talk to?
Nice. Yeah.
And then they put me in contact with somebody that I would never have had the chance to speak to because they don't have social media. So a perfect example is John Bruno, who is somebody that is a big Cameron collaborator. He's worked with Cameron since The Abyss, typically in the visual effects department. But he also directed, I don't know if you remember when Cameron went to the Mariana Trench, he did a documentary about it. It was called Deep Sea Challenge.
Okay.
John Bruno directed that. Okay. And I actually did an audio commentary with him for that one. So it's
Yeah.
just it's like the neatest thing that these people are putting me in touch with other people that I would never have had the chance to get in touch with. So
Yeah. So like ask or just talking about that, like, so when you started, like you said, the YouTube channel started off on Funko Pops and like,
yeah.
talking about that. Did you ever imagine you were going to be getting to a point where you were having people like that that were working on the films that are big parts of the film, like have them on a podcast that you're talking to them about?
No. I mean, I loved Cameron back then. I
Yeah.
didn't know I would be doing a podcast dedicated to him. I think like the very first episode of the podcast, which is audio only, and I think it's only on Spotify and Apple. It's not on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just me talking into the mic the day that I was like, all right, I think I want to do this.
Yeah.
And it was the day that the Titanic, or no, not the Titanic, the Abyss, Aliens, and True Lies 4Ks all
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
It was that day that they released.
Yeah. Big deal.
So it seemed like a good day to start doing it. And yeah, like I never thought I'd talk to, again, John Bruno, somebody who is literally still talking to James Cameron today. Like to
Nice.
this day,
Yeah.
he communicates with him, and he even had a little tiny creative role, which he has not told me what it is yet, but he's had a little creative role in Fire and Ash.
Okay.
And he's been very secretive about it. John has, but
Yeah.
it's just like crazy to me that like, and I tell Haley this all the time, I'm talking to people who have James Cameron in their phone
In their phone.
and can
Yeah.
call him.
Mm-hmm. And have spoken with him.
Yeah,
and
it's
been
like,
in person with him.
what is going on right now?
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
that's I can see where that's mind blowing, especially when you're such a big fan of his movies too. But no, that's cool. I always love hearing stories like that. I love that where just like that, like starting YouTube channels of things you love and it kind of evolves, and next thing you know, like you said, you're talking to people in the industry, people that are working on the films, and I think that's awesome. I love hearing stories about that. So so obviously it sounds like you're having a good time doing that and want to continue on with that podcast. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then there's really no, I mean, I always joke the show is not going to end that I know of until, and I don't know that it'll ever happen, but if I talk to Cameron, if I ever get Cameron on the podcast, that's when the podcast is over. Because you can't, I mean, like, that's it, you know? So
How can you top that, right?
You can't top that. Right now I'm at episode 52, and I always have a back catalog. So I have 51 episodes out there in the ether, and I have another 23 in the back catalog, and I have 5 or 6 more coming up. Like literally 1 week from today, next Sunday, I'm talking to David S. Goyer, who is he's one of the co-writers of Terminator Dark Fate.
Okay.
But he also, I think he directed Blade Trinity.
Okay.
He worked on the Blade films, and he worked on the Dark Knight trilogy with Christopher Nolan. He co-wrote those films.
Nice.
So he's a pretty prolific guy, and so he's coming on a week from today. So I always like to have a back catalog.
Yeah.
That way I never feel like I'm out of something to put out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So you obviously, like I said, I was trying to throw a bunch of links out in the description, and just reminding everybody, please go check those out in the description of the live stream here. But you have, so the podcast on Apple, Spotify, but you're also putting it out on YouTube as well, correct?
Yeah, I figured.
Or some, or not as much, or
no, every episode.
Everything. Okay.
Every episode except for that first one, that audio only thing.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else is out on YouTube, just because I know specifically if I ever reach out to a talent that's a little kind of older, you know, and they're like, I want to see what you've done before.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's a little harder for them to go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify. They might not have that, but I feel like everybody generally understands YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll usually just be like, yeah, it's on, it's on YouTube. Just type in James Cameron 101. It'll pop up.
And you find it. Yeah.
And yeah, so it's all there, and it's pretty good.
That's a great way to do it. I mean, because you can say like, hey, I understand you don't know who I am, if you're reaching out for the first time, and say, but this is what I love, I want to talk about, and please go check it out first. And,
Right.
and if it's your thing, let me know and I'd love to talk to you. And that's a great way to put it out there.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, honestly, I love doing it. And really the collecting thing here, I know we want to talk a little bit about collecting.
Oh yeah, we can get into that or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just, I don't know. There's a guy out there who has been on the podcast. His name's JD. I think his legal name is Josh. He is aiming to collect 1 million copies of Titanic on VHS.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
You've seen that guy?
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
So he's been on the podcast. He's going to come back on and we're going to kind of, I'd like to just kind of maybe every 6 months or a year kind of see where he is.
Yeah.
With his progress. But he kind of inspired this and also just my love of collecting. I love physical media.
Yeah.
So I don't want to own every copy like of a specific Cameron film, but I do want to own every copy of a Cameron film in a different language kind of thing. I want to collect them all that way.
Yeah.
I think what he's doing, obviously he wouldn't mind. I think it's absolutely nuts what he's doing. I think that's bonkers, but to each their own.
Yep.
I'm not that wild. I just like, plus I just like, like your background, right?
Yeah.
Like it's nice to have something behind you other than,
some fun stuff you enjoy. And
yeah, like at my old apartment back in Georgia, and it's on the podcast because that was my backdrop for a lot of those episodes. It was just a window and that was it. And it was so unappealing looking. Now, anytime I get somebody on the podcast, I'm actually kind of proud of my background. And they're always like, dude, what is they're like, can you make yourself full screen for a second? And they're like, why do I see 5 True Lies? And I'm like, well, because they're all different covers.
Because this and this and this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously I know I've seen a lot of your past videos with you and Haley, and you collect a lot of different movies. I know James Cameron is a big part of it, but just to hit on Cameron again, is there a certain release that you've come across that you're just like, wow, that was kind of like a crown jewel of your collection, or do you just like every piece of it has like a different special meaning or something for you?
So this is one of my favorites. This is Titanic on VHS.
Yep.
But this honestly is credit to JD, the guy collecting the 1 million copies of Titanic.
Okay.
I saw it on his page. He did a quick little video that he found this, and I was like, I had never seen that before. I don't know that I've ever heard of anything like this. It's called Descriptive Theater Vision. It's a special video version for the blind and visually challenged, which is really cool.
Wow.
But the interesting thing about this, and I don't know if my camera's going to pick it up.
Here, I'm going to try to make you.
Yeah, make me full
Let's see.
screen.
Let's see if I can. As I remove you, and sorry, here we go.
You are good. I wanted to focus here, though. Come on. No. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Described by James Cameron and Angie Dickinson. So what that means is this entire film is literally, it's James Cameron describing what is on the screen.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's because it's for, the blind and visually challenged. So to my knowledge, you don't hear the film. All you hear is James Cameron and whoever Angie Dickinson is going back and forth and going, okay, now Jack is running toward the ship. He's very excited. And it's like,
that'd be interesting.
But it's the fact that James Cameron is describing what is happening in the movie, the whole movie.
That's cool. He did it, though.
Yeah, right? Like, I've never heard of this descriptive theater vision.
I haven't either.
And as far as I know, it's a very rare thing to come across.
I was going to say, when you first started showing that, I was like, I actually still have my VHS double tape, but then you started going further and I'm like, nope, I don't have that one.
Yeah. So like when
That's
I
cool.
found that and when I was able to actually obtain it, it's now, this is sort of like, this is definitely one of my favorite things in my collection.
Nice.
For sure.
I love that. Oh, it's kind of fun when you get things like that and you're just like, you know what, for whatever reason, that's it just has some fun, some enjoyment to it for you.
And then this is just a bust of Cameron.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Oh,
that,
hold on. There we go.
yeah. Someone on Etsy does this,
Nice.
and so it's sort of like in the middle of the shelves. It just sort of it's like a Greek statue kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, but yeah, that's the collection for the most part. There's stuff over here that's kind of off camera, books and stuff like that, and but it's mostly movies. Like if this apartment caught fire, what I would most likely try to protect, other than like our cat and whatnot, is like some of the stuff behind me. I'd be like,
Right.
grab some of the movies, just like quickly grab some movies, throw them in a box. I don't know, do something.
Yep. Just grab an armful of them.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Like, what would you like? Would you run for your movies, or would you run for the stuff on top there, or like what would you do?
That'd be tough. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm definitely grabbing this. So, this Funko right here.
Uh-huh.
Last year, I'm growing the beard out again this winter. It was so last year I decided to grew out the beard as much as I'd ever grown it out. A good friend of mine, Jeff, John Doe Juggalo, that was in the chat earlier, he did a personalized Funko of me with my beard, and it's got a little yellow lab, a little dog there, my dog Jax. So I'm going to tell you what, I'm grabbing that thing right there. That was like one of the coolest things that I ever gotten from somebody that was like, they were just like, oh, that'll be nice. And I didn't even know they made the Funko Pops like that, where you could customize them a little bit. So yeah, it says Mr. Wilkie and Jax on
That's
there.
awesome.
So I'd have to grab that one.
And it looks like it's in a Funko protector.
Yeah, it came with
Yeah.
one, so I kept it in there. He goes, "You can use it on one of your other ones." I'm like, "No, man, Like,
Yeah, no.
it's gonna be in there." So I did open it up. I wanted to like look up it all over, so I did get it out, and it's hard to see, but it's got when it's in there, it's got a remote in one hand and a movie popcorn box in the other hand, and a flannel shirt. And usually, I don't have it on now. It warmed up a little bit today, but wintertime, you'll see many colors of flannel on me throughout the winter. So
Nice.
but anyway, I thought that was a cool thing. But
Now, do you know, did he get that at Funko?
through their website.
Through the website. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because
He ordered it through there, and it had it shipped to me. But
okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're literally, because we live in Everett, Washington now,
okay,
which is Funko headquarters
yeah,
territory.
yeah.
And literally, I would say traffic, if you add traffic, I'm going to say 15 minutes up the road is Funko headquarters from like
Okay.
where I live, which now is actually feasible. Had we moved here 4 years ago, we would have been in big trouble, because we would have been there every single day,
Oh, I get what you're
buying
saying.
everything. You know what I mean? Now,
And there goes the money, right?
right now we just kind of visit every once a month or something, just to kind of see what's changing. But it's just weird, because we came here 2 years ago to visit, just like on vacation, specifically for Funko headquarters.
Yeah.
Now it's weird that it's like in our backyard, and
Yeah.
you know,
You can go anytime, but you're like, whatever.
yeah.
But-
And we've been to Funko Hollywood, which is I think a bigger store overall, but
Okay.
it's not the original. Like the original is in Everett.
Was that? I know I saw pictures one time you visited and seen Huck's Pop Culture. Would that have been the same trip, or?
That was the same trip, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it was Huck, and then it was also Nadia from Horror and More.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I remember some pictures being posted of that. And I always think it's cool when people meet through all this crazy stuff and then actually meet in real life.
Yeah,
And do that.
that never gets old. Like when we got
Mhm.
off the plane and Nadia picked us up, and Kevin, her boyfriend, picked us up, and we
Yeah.
were like, "Wow, you guys are real!" Like,
Yeah.
this is so strange. And then Huck, I mean, he's a ball of energy. So like when he came around the
love him,
corner
yeah.
and he was filming immediately, yeah, he's every bit as energetic as he is on his videos.
I love that.
So,
Yeah, I've had the luck to of meeting people in real life from YouTube, and it's really fun when you're like what you're saying right there with Huck, where you're like, you're exactly like how you come across, like you're just the real deal. That's,
Yeah.
that's refreshing. I love that. So,
And then we went to Amoeba Hollywood, which
oh,
was
nice.
just like
Yeah.
the craziest physical media store
I would
ever.
love to go through some. I always would see YouTube videos of people going record hunting at Amoeba, and I would, I'd love to go through there. But again, that'd probably be one I'd get in trouble with a little bit too. So,
Right. Now remind me, where do you live right now?
Iowa.
Iowa. Okay.
Yes. So I'm about in the middle. I'm one of the states you fly over to go to the states you want to go to. So no, I'm just kidding.
Have you ever
But
been out to Hollywood, California, Los
yeah.
Angeles?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually, there was, when my kids were younger, we went out to California a few different times. Two of the times we stayed in Carlsbad, California, and it's like almost in between LA and San Diego. And it was just a little smaller town, a little less expensive, but it was not to us a bad drive to get to either one of them. So you could kind of hit both places. So, like one trip we hit Disneyland because the kids wanted to see that. And then, another day we went down to around San Diego and, oh gosh, what's the cove? La Jolla Cove, and went kayaking, and so it's just some cool stuff like that. So, but that was also when there was a little stretch there where we could find some really cheap plane tickets to get out there kind of in off times of the year. And it doesn't seem like that's happening quite as much anymore. uh, Everything's more expensive. So it seems like plane tickets, everything. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, about, I think 2 or 3 times we were out there with the kids. So,
Okay. You ever been to Universal?
Uh, I have. They haven't. I went out when I was in college, so it was old.
Okay.
I'm older. I went out and visited some friends that were out in the San Diego area. Then we went up to L.A. area for a couple days, and I went at Universal. So I did there was like the Universal Tours ride, but I think, oh gosh, what year would it was a long time ago. So it'd be like I did get picked out of the crowd though. I have a picture I sent to a friend I met that's out in California. We were going through and they had the Back to the Future experience or whatever. So I got picked out and I got to be Doc Brown up on the clock doing
That's cool.
So they had a little thing where everybody's watching this little show, and they put a trench coat on me and this big wig, and I just had to hang on to the two wires, and they had me like strapped into it. But then it does this big shock noise and it flips it around, and then it's like a fried skeleton. So yeah, but
Oh,
I got
nice.
to I got to be up there for a little bit. So there was my 24 seconds of fame. So
I think that because you mentioned the studio tour, that thing
yeah.
is, I think is so cool.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm from the South, so I've always gone to Universal Florida,
Okay.
and they don't have anything like that at
Yeah.
Universal there. They don't do the tram tour or
Yeah.
anything. Or we just went to Halloween Horror Nights out in California this year and met up with Nadia
Nice.
and whatnot. And they do the terror tram during
Oh.
Halloween Horror Nights, and it's just such a neat thing. And I think that's one of the pluses of that park. Typically, I say I prefer Universal Florida. It's just a bigger kind of,
Right.
it's like Universal Studios on steroids kind of thing. There's more parks and everything. But the Universal one in California, obviously that's special. That's the original. That is where they film a lot of stuff. And
Yeah, it'd be like we filmed this here and that.
yeah,
there.
I think they're filming the new Jumanji movie right there.
Yeah.
And people have seen them. But that thing is like located on the craziest hill. So like,
Oh yeah.
you have to take 3 escalators down to get to like the bottom level of the park. And
Yeah.
it's the greatest view, especially at night when you do Halloween Horror Nights. That it's just we've gone twice now. Both times it's just blown my mind, the
Yeah.
view of that park. So if anyone has been there, you probably know what I'm talking about.
So I've not gotten to experience that, but I've heard other friends that have gone to it and had a lot of fun times with those
Yeah.
Halloween Horror Nights. But
Oh yeah. I mean, are you big into the horror stuff?
I like it. I'm never gonna try to say I'm like the biggest horror fan, but I enjoy horror movies. So we'll say that. So I get into it. So I would have fun. It sounds like a fun time to me.
Yeah, they just did. This year was Art the Clown. That was the big one, Terrifier. But they also did Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
They do a lot of Blumhouse stuff because that's, in partnership with Universal.
Hmm.
They did Jason from Jason Universe. It's just a really cool. They did Poltergeist. I think that was my favorite house.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Yeah, because they do like themed, like haunted
it's haunted
houses
house.
almost. Yeah, yeah.
They're haunted houses. They also have scare zones,
Hmm.
so that's the stuff outside of the houses. Just walking around the park, they can still scare you. And then there's live shows, and it's just a really neat thing that literally every year it's a tradition.
I have to
Never
try to
miss
get
it.
out to that. Yeah, I'll have to try to get out to that.
Yeah, because we what last year we did it in Florida, and we brought Laren out
That's right. That's
to
that was like one of his first big trips too,
that
I
was his
think.
to my knowledge, unless he's lying, that was
No,
the first time he ever left the state of Illinois.
I believe that is correct from what I've heard from him too. Because when I heard he was going, I was like, "Good for you, man!"
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's a nice big trip. So
And it was a fun time. We went with
yeah,
Durant Cinema
yeah,
and Tony's Movies and More, and yeah,
yeah,
it's just a
fun group.
it's a neat thing that kind of brings everyone together, and it's cool that it's on both coasts, so you can just
Oh
kind of
yeah,
pick which coast you want to go to.
yep, yep. Like I said, I've been lucky enough to be able to meet up with some people that I've met through YouTube as well. And yeah, so far every single time it's been a great time. Everybody's just down to earth and just how they come across on their videos, and you're just like, okay, it's not an act. It's just, that's who you are. And it's yeah, have a lot of good times with that.
Yeah.
But, the Florida one, yeah, that'd be pretty. So that's a bigger park. Did they put on a bigger thing for the Halloween Horror Nights then than the
Um,
California, or is it comparable?
I feel like it's comparable. I know
Yeah.
Haley was saying that the Florida one got the better merchandise.
Okay.
So I don't know. The Florida one's the original. That's where Halloween Horror Nights started,
Yeah.
and then it kind of migrated out to Hollywood, and it's also in Singapore and Japan, Universal
Okay.
Studios Japan and Singapore, which we also do want to go to at some point.
Nice.
I just think that would be the craziest culture shock of all time for me, doing something that I'm so used to here in the States, but in a
Yeah.
totally foreign land. You know?
Yep. I'll say, not to go, I'm good at going off on tangents, but I'll say that was a good eye-opening experience. When we got to go to Hong Kong one year,
Really?
and yeah, and that was, it was a great experience. I'll just say that. And we love our food. There was a lot of great food that we
Yeah.
had, but it was definitely one of those things that I didn't go into it planning really well. But like when you're in the city, there's still a lot of things that are in English as well.
Okay.
Just with the English, like occupation, or I don't know what you would call it. I'm not in a bad way, but there was it was under the English colonies for a long time. And
Okay.
so there's a lot of English like center in the city, but then as you would go out, it would go away. And so we would have a little harder times, but there's just a lot of cool things where we sat down one time. It was our two kids and my wife and I, and there was an older couple, and a lot of these restaurants that they would have were like communal tables where you're just sitting in these big tables right next to other people that you might not have come with. And the one lady, she knew a bit of English, and I think she just was like thrilled to see us there with our little kid American kids or whatever. And that she was so helpful, and she was helping us order some things and giving recommendations. And I was like, it's so cool to like go that far across the globe and have somebody and she was fascinated. She wanted to know how our kids knew how to use chopsticks. She was just like blown away by that. But I was like, well, we have some sushi places that we go to once in a while, but not that we were great with it, but it was fun. Like I said, a great experience, eye opening, like you said, a culture shock thing, like things you're used to doing, like going out to eat at a restaurant, but things are a little bit different. But we were running into some great people that helped us along the way, even though I probably jumped in a little too fast, not knowing any of the language at all. But we had some very nice people that helped us along the way.
Yeah.
But the one thing we did not get to there, though, is there's a Disneyland Hong Kong, and we did not make it to that. So
Well, I'm definitely Team Universal.
There you go. That's all right.
Uh,
So you don't blame me on that
I
one.
don't really blame you. Although bringing it back to Cameron, now Avatar is 100% Disney, so
Yeah. Yep.
um, I guess for that, I'm sort of a fan and would love to. I know right now they're building it. I believe the expansion at Disneyland in
Mm.
California. It's already in Florida, Walt Disney World, Pandora, the world of
Oh
Avatar.
yeah. Yep. Yep.
Phenomenal land, phenomenal rides. The Banshee one, Flight of Passage, is literally the only ride I've ever gotten off of that I had a tear in my eye.
Oh, for real.
Oh yeah, yeah. You feel like you are flying, like 100%. You feel like you're actually genuinely flying. Um, it's mind blowing. So I can't, because what, that was 2017. When I went to that, when it opened. So I can't imagine what it's going to look like 2027, what that technology is going to be, and crazy. So
I was gonna say we did go there with our kids one year, but that was just being talked about at the time of
the
doing
Pandora.
yeah. Yeah. So that wasn't there yet, but the talk was that was coming, kind of a thing. But
Yeah. Where do you stand on Avatar? I always love asking people that, because really the divide is most people enjoy Cameron's films up to Titanic. And then it's once you get into the Avatar stuff, that's really where you start losing people.
I still enjoy it. So okay, don't hold it against me. I've seen the first and enjoy Avatar, but I have not seen Way of the Water at
Okay.
this point. So, and that's nothing against it. I just, and maybe you can relate too with the collection behind you, where you start bringing in movies, and sometimes you're not watching them as fast as you're bringing them in, or even with some streaming service you have, or theater experiences going out to see them. And there's so many movies that I've meant to see by this point, but just time. And
I get it. I get it.
So I definitely would. So I enjoyed the first one, and I would like to see the second, and then yeah, the Fire and Ash that's rolling out here, right? And
It is, and they're already. I mean, they are. I mean, just me alone. Me alone. I've already purchased 6 tickets. Right? I've already purchased 6 tickets. Now, keep in mind, I have a Regal membership,
yeah,
so it's the unlimited, right?
yeah,
So just keep that in your mind. But I've
okay,
already pre-purchased 6 tickets, and that's really because Fandango has an offer. You buy a ticket, you get a limited edition print. All right, so
okay,
there's
yeah,
one right there.
yeah, yeah.
They have another offer. You buy 3 IMAX tickets, you get another different limited edition print. So I'm
Okay.
sort of this Pokemon thing going on here, where I have to collect all of this stuff.
Yeah, catch them all, right?
Quite literally.
Yeah.
So I've probably, I don't know, I haven't really thought about it too much, but I've probably already given the box office total maybe $175. Just
Hey,
of
you're
my
doing
money.
your part. You're doing your part, right? That's awesome, though. I mean, and yeah, obviously it sounds like you like the two before it, so
Well,
you're willing to see this one more than once. Or-
I love Avatar, the first
Okay.
one. I think that's where it should have stopped personally. But
Okay.
because I mean, I have the movie palettes for all of his films. Well, not all of his films, but most of his films here.
Yeah.
This one right here. This one's Avatar right here.
Yeah.
Love Avatar. Way of Water, I think, is really good. I think it's a little bloated.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward to obviously Fire and Ash. I mean, it's a new Cameron film in theaters. It's sort of like, I mean, I don't want to upset anyone when I say this, but it's kind of like a Kubrick thing going on here, where
Okay.
he doesn't make very many movies, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when there is a new Cameron film in the theaters, I think it's something to really kind of celebrate.
Make sure you see it on the screen. Yeah.
I took both days off from work, December 18th, 19th. I'm going to be driving around, buying all the popcorn buckets, all this crap that I probably don't need and don't have the space for.
That's the problem. Then you have to figure out where you're going to put the things, you know, after you do that. But I will say I've seen other people have those prints before. I think those are so cool. The
movie palettes?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are cool. I've seen a few different people, or anyway, I've seen a few different ones where like it's based on a movie and it's the color palette of the movie, right? That they
supposedly it's the most every scene they take the most prevalent color that's in that scene, and they do this, so you have the whole movie in color
Yeah.
form. Now, how legitimate that is, I don't really
Either way,
know.
it looks cool and
It
sounds cool.
looks great though.
Yeah.
And they have the option to stick the name on it. So at the very bottom
Oh, okay.
here, it says Avatar.
Okay.
There's an option to take that off, which I don't really, I don't understand why you would want to do that. I think it's cool that it says that it's Avatar.
Yeah.
So because I can't imagine having more than what I have here. I would think you'd start
remembering
them up. You know what I mean? Like, what's that movie?
Yep.
So,
I tell you what, if you don't mind, I was going to run through the chat just real quick and catch up with a few of them. Because way back here, Haley was saying House Flippers is greater than Power Washer. So I have not played House Flipper yet. I will have to check that one out. I'll have to check it out.
She loves playing those kind of like, yeah.
Simulator games. I'll have to play that too. Haley, I will have to tell you, there was a sale. Some people were teasing me. There was another one I came across. I just bought. I have not played it yet, but it's Gas Station Simulator. So there you go.
So you're simulating working at a gas station.
You're taking over one out in the country that's all beat up and run down, and you got to fix it up and run the gas station and stuff. So
interesting.
Yeah, I know, right? Who knew I was going to get into that? But I'll have to check out the House Flipper one. Van Gogh was saying I need to buy a power washer. You know, it's funny how many people I get now saying like, Corey, when you power washing next? I'm like, I never thought that would have been a game but I don't know. It's kind of relaxing. I like it. Enigma was saying that the simulator is fun to watch, but we need to, but we made jokes about the amount of water, which the simulator used. Yeah, exactly. It is so funny because would be really costly if you actually did so, and probably cause a lot of damage too. I'm gonna keep on going here. Make sure I get people like Tiana in here coming in and saying
hello,
hi,
Tiana.
everyone. We got Chilo in here saying what's up, Corey, and then you're doing the custom emojis, but StreamYard doesn't like to show them when I bring them up on the screen. It just says that, but I appreciate you throwing those out there. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. It's going pretty good. Can't complain. Got Adrian James in here saying, hey there, Corey and Eddie.
Oh, faithful Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
As James over at 20th and 21st says, across the pond.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'd be really early morning hours now, man. So I appreciate you jumping in and saying hi. Got Sabrina in here saying, I'm Eddie's biggest fan. You're so cool.
Yeah, that's my so she's a coworker of mine.
Okay.
And I told her I was doing this, and if she was a fan, I told her she would join in. Okay. So apparently she's not just a fan, she's the biggest fan, so that's cool.
The biggest fan. So I was waiting to see if you actually knew who it was or not, because you get a comment and you're like, I don't know who that is.
I mean, had it not said Sabrina, had it just said KD8JM, I would have had no idea what that was.
I'm getting thrown off so much because YouTube has gone to the tags like that, the @ tags, instead of, so names are showing up differently than I'm used to seeing them, and it's throwing me off for a few people. Or I'm like, oh, hey, is this your first time in here? And they're like, it's me, Corey. What do you mean? I'm like, well, it's just showing differently than it usually does. Haley, wait, maybe
wait here.
Purchase how many you purchase for the tickets?
Oh, for the tickets.
Maybe for the Avatar.
Well, you know what? I'm sleeping okay because I have a feeling my Avatar Fire and Ash is her Five Nights at Freddy's too.
Oh, okay.
So she's going to be doing similar things in terms of, I think,
there's some collectibles,
buckets. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
all right.
It's just a shame that it's both in December. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, spread the cost out a little bit.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Can we have it in different months?
Right. Can Five Nights go to January?
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I've been there with some things too, or or sometimes with movies too. I mean, it's the same deal with that, where a couple different sales come out. I'm like, can you guys space them out a little bit? Like let's have them every other month and not 2 in a month or something.
Do you also have something like Regal or AMC, like those memberships?
Unfortunately, no. There is a membership thing, but it's nothing compared to that. It's not really that good of a deal. So, no, unfortunately, no. I got really excited because, it would have been about 2019. AMC bought out a theater that's not too far away from me, and they put their sign up. They started gutting some of the theaters and putting in the nice seats, and then stuff happened in 2020 and it's boarded up and shut down and never returned. But I was getting all excited that I was going to get the AMC Movie Pass or whatever it's called. So
Yeah, it's a killer deal. I don't know
oh
how.
gosh, I would
I don't
do
know
it.
how they've figured out how it makes money, but I mean, whatever.
You're
Uh,
just hoping you're buying some concession stand stuff or something.
I guess. And then I saw Huck's video recently bringing Huck back here about if you want to support, like if you want to give an extra couple bucks to your favorite movie, like
Yeah,
he was talking about the Back to the Future release. If you want to give that a couple extra bucks to, assuming you have a membership,
right.
just buy another ticket. Don't, you don't have to go see it, because you've already seen it, but just
Right.
go out after the showing, buy another ticket. And apparently that supports the theater and it supports the movie. So,
Yeah, that's a good idea to do that. Keep them rolling. But no, I wish we had something like that around because I hear that. Yeah, I'd have a fun time with that. And it's a killer, like you said. I don't know how they do it. It's a killer deal for the dollar
yeah,
amount and the movies you can get in.
yeah, ours is 25 a month. And if, you see 2 movies a month, it's paid.
You're already good.
So
Which, it's yeah. So then everything after that, you're saving money. But
yeah. And I'm a cinephile. I love movies. I'm very active on Letterbox. So I love logging, reviewing movies kind of thing, So
yeah.
it's perfect. And it creates a date night kind of thing, like
Oh
when I
yeah.
get off work, I'm like, hey, you want to go see a movie? And we just go out, and typically dinner follows or precedes, whatever.
Yeah. No,
So
I love that. So the two of you, they both enjoy going out to the theater and you do that together
oh
quite a bit.
yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. I can't say because she loves movies, but if Haley didn't love movies, I don't know if this would work.
There would be
You know
some
what I mean?
disagreements at least.
It's the fact that she's as much of a film nerd as I am that kind of, that's essentially what bonded us together is we were working at the same job,
Oh, nice.
and we talked a lot about The Walking Dead, and we started a very short-lived Walking Dead podcast.
Okay.
But that's sort of, I think we covered the first 3 seasons, and then after that, we just kind of lost interest. But The Walking Dead brought us together, and then of course just movies in general.
So like each anniversary, you throw on The Walking Dead to.
No, we've never done that actually.
I'm just joking.
No, but no. Like that's a good point. No, I've never thrown on The Walking Dead. I don't know about you, love The Walking Dead. I used to
Yeah.
be, man, I was obsessed with that show. I cosplayed as Negan a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Went to all the conventions, Walker Stalker cons and
Yeah.
everything. And man, there's like 10 spinoffs to that show now. And
Oh yeah.
I don't care about any of them. It's just that original show,
Yep. Well, I'm going to say I'm only a couple seasons into it. So, but what I saw, I liked, but I know that was one that's, sometimes when you come in late to a series that runs for as long as that is, or at least for me, sometimes it's a little intimidating to start digging into
A bit of a
it.
turnoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
In your mind, you're just like, well, how in the world would I ever watch that? But you also got to think, okay, they didn't release all of those in a 3-week span. It was over years.
I know.
But when you have it all at your fingertips, sometimes in my head, I'm just like, well, how can I ever do that?
Yeah. I got hooked right as season 3 was coming out.
Okay.
So I only had a couple seasons to catch up on, and then I started watching them literally as it was released, and then I had to wait 6 months or whatever it was for a new season. So
Yeah.
made it a little more digestible now. But that's sort of like how I am with Star Wars and all this other stuff. It's like there's just too much, and it's all out there now. I don't like that. Like I don't have to wait for anything. And so I totally understand. It's a big kind of turn off thing,
Yep.
So
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit a couple more here real quick to say hi. Sashi is in here saying greetings to everyone.
hello.
Good to see you, Sashi. Yeah, I know, gas station simulator. I know. We got Jane Doe Latte in here. Nikki, how are you doing? Saying good evening,
Hello,
Corey, Eddie,
hello.
in chat. And Jeff said, I just bought 6 tickets for Wicked on Tuesday.
Oh,
That will definitely pump up those numbers. There you go.
well, I will definitely be seeing Wicked.
Yeah.
Saw the first one last year. Definitely enjoyed it. I think I prefer the stage because I've seen it on stage as well on
Hmm.
Broadway. So I think I prefer that. But yeah, I mean, good movie, and I don't know. I've been hearing mixed things about For Good, so we'll see.
I still need to see the movies, but I will agree. That was one of the big first Broadway type productions
Oh, you've seen it too?
that yes, I did see it and I
Nice.
loved it.
It's
I didn't think I
incredible.
would. I'll admit it right off the bat. It didn't seem like it was going to be my cup of tea. And we took our kids to it too, and I was like, "Oh, this will be a fun." We were on a trip, and I was like, "This will be a good experience, something different, than what we get around us, and maybe they'll like it, kind of a thing." And I ended up, actually, everybody enjoyed it, and the whole family. But I really enjoyed it, and man, for them singing live and doing all that, I was so impressed of, I don't know, the talent that they're doing this multiple times a day sometimes. And it's quite impressive. So anyway, nothing against the movie. I plan on seeing it sometime. Like I said, there's just time and other movies to watch, but the stage production, I absolutely loved it. So I wouldn't see any reason I wouldn't like the movie.
So not to invert your format here and
Yeah,
make me the host here for a second.
no, go for it.
What is your favorite film of 2025 so far?
Oh gosh. 2025. Sometimes I got to go back and look at what I've seen in the theater.
So it's interesting you don't have it immediately. So there's not one that's really kind of dug
Yeah,
its
sorry,
way.
not to be bad. I just
No, but
nothing
that's
that.
interesting. That's interesting that one hasn't like dug its way into your brain kind of thing, you know?
Well, I'll say the first knee jerk reaction, companion, I really liked. I think
Okay.
that kind of threw me off a little bit. Like it was a little different than I was thinking it was going to be.
That's also in my top 5.
That one, that was the one I could think of right off the top of my head. And then I was trying to look at my list of this is where I'm horrible with my memory, like looking at what I'd seen in the theater. But that one, and I know it's mixed on this one. The Life of Chuck, I really enjoyed.
Okay, so that one's a phenomenal film. Some people would come back to you and say that's a 2024 film.
I could see that. I saw it in the theater at 25.
It had a major release
Yes.
this year, but I think it
Yep.
premiered last year, so it technically falls as a 2024 film.
Absolutely. I
But
counted
yeah,
it as that because I saw it in the theater in 2025. I completely agree with you. And yeah, there's sometimes where it just was not available to me prior to that
no,
to
and
see that. Yeah.
I don't think it was available to anyone last year
Yeah.
outside of that particular film festival it premiered at.
Yeah.
And then it just went dormant for however long, for whatever reason, and then had a major release this year. So
Yeah. That
yeah,
one surprised me.
right?
Yeah. Again, I don't know. The little bits I saw of it, I'm just like, meh. But then I saw it, and I'm like, I bought it when it came out, and I've watched it again. I've seen it a couple times, and I'm not too afraid to say it choked me up in parts of it too. Or
Oh,
makes you think about some things. But
yeah.
how about you? You got anything from 2025 that?
Yeah, so and it's actually another Stephen King adaptation. It's The Long Walk.
Oh, it was good. That's a good one.
That I saw twice. I
Mhm.
went once with Haley the first time, and then I took a friend who wanted to see it. To me, that is literally one of the most intense film experiences I can recall in recent years. It's emotional. I read the novel beforehand, so I
Mhm.
knew what to kind of expect, even though it kind of flips it a little bit.
Mhm.
It doesn't end the way the book ends,
That's what I heard. Yeah.
which is good. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
But man, I did not expect it to be as emotional and as brutal as it was. Because I didn't know it was rated R.
Yeah.
So I was kind of expecting it to be a watered down, almost TV movie thing going on here. And the
Mhm.
minute the first kid gets his head blown off and it's right there, I'm like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay.
Yep. They're not messing around.
And literally both showings, at different points as the film progressed, people walked out,
Oh, for real?
which I think is because of how intense and how real the movie feels.
It was more brutal than they were
It's
thinking it was going to be.
yeah, like it's
And
too much for people,
yeah.
you know? So for me, I don't know, maybe Avatar could top it, but I don't even like I'm putting my bias for Cameron aside. You know, The Long Walk is the movie to beat for me.
I'll agree. I did enjoy that one, and that one really surprised me. With, I mean, man, they had to do a heck of a job with writing and directing because there's so much dialogue, and to have it. Yes, there's the brutal like visual moments, but then just the, I don't know, just the whole dialogue through that, it just keeps it going the whole time, and um, you got to have some great writing to carry that much dialogue in a movie when you're just walking. And I know it sounds kind of, and I'm not belittling it, but when I first heard of it, I was just like, really? And, but no, and I was caring about the characters too. So,
Yeah.
so that's great writing right there where you're concerned about their outcome, or, you know, like rooting for them or hating them, you know, in some cases of particular character. But yeah, no, I could see that one too. I have not read the book yet. I need to go back and check that out.
Funny, both you because you named Life of Chuck.
Yeah.
I named Long Walk. Both have Mark
Yep.
Hamill, so that's
Yep.
pretty interesting.
Both Mark Hamill and both Stephen King, right?
Both Stephen King. Now the
Yep.
other one, The Running Man with Glenn Powell. Just stick with the Arnold version.
I did
literally.
I did just go see that one.
What'd you think of it?
It was a fun popcorn movie. Like I had fun with it. It was an action movie, but again, that didn't come to top of my head when you're like, what's your favorite of 2025?
Have you
So.
seen the Arnold Running
Oh
Man?
yeah. And that holds a place in my heart because that was a time in my life where I was renting VHS tapes of a bunch of Schwarzenegger movies. I was a big fan of his, so or still am. But yeah, the original is always going to have a soft spot in my heart.
I think the original's better just because a couple reasons. One, I think the casting of Richard Dawson is maybe one of the most ingenious bits of casting of all time. The fact that you get a real life game show host
to
play a game show host.
Yep.
Nuts.
Yep.
And then I think just the concept of the original is better because it's not the entire world is your oyster kind of thing, right? It's in a contained area that you have to survive.
Yeah.
The new one with Glenn Powell, the entire world, you could go anywhere. You can take a flight somewhere and they have to hunt you. It to me, it just felt too open. And then it just also kind of felt way too much like it was filmed in front of a green screen. A lot of it just felt not real. And I'm getting that more and more every time I see movies nowadays, you know, with exceptions.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, and I'm 33, so I'm not like that old, but I'm like getting hit with these realizations of, man, the golden age of movies is done.
Yeah.
I mean, not to bring everybody down here for a second. It's done. Like it really is.
Yeah.
In terms of practical, in camera, you have to figure it the heck out.
Yeah.
You know, it's gone.
I'll agree. When they do that,
The Running Man really kind of hammered that home.
Yeah. And I'll agree with you. The movies that go towards the more, like you said, in camera, practical effects, those are the ones that will age better over time.
Yeah. Like The Long Walk. I
Yeah.
mean, come on. They were walking for real.
Yeah, right. They had a tank rolling down the road, you know, and they had,
so, and I think the most visually complex shot in that thing was maybe the shooting them in the head. They had to figure out how to make the blood, you know,
and it looked pretty realistic. So I would say that will hold up.
When I watched The Running Man with Glenn Powell, the whole time I was like, this isn't real. Like, this isn't actually happening. This almost feels like an AI generated movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's, plus I just don't really care for Glenn Powell. I think he's trying too hard to be Tom Cruise, and it's really upsetting me. So,
you're like, don't do it.
And it's the fact that Tom Cruise is like endorsing it in some weird, sick way.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's always like at his premieres and everything, holding the popcorns. He was at Twisters. He was at The Running Man.
He's gonna pass the torch on to him, kind of a thing.
We don't need another one.
One other one. It was a small one. It was a mystery movie night theater. One that I did not know anything about going into. Very small budget. I really liked it, but it was called Sketch. I
Haven't
don't know
seen
if
it.
you ever heard of that or seen it, but
I know the concept you're talking about, where they
yeah,
don't even tell you what you're seeing; you just buy a ticket.
yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah, that's cool.
that was a pleasant surprise. I didn't know what to expect on that one, but that one,
Sketch.
yeah, it had a little more. I'm not saying greatest movie of the year or anything like that, but it had more heart to it than I expected, and it kind of hits on some, dealing with grief and how people can deal with it in different ways, and how that can cause some conflict in a family. But it also mixed in a little comedy too with it. But um, no, it was an interesting one. I'll say, not to give anything away, but the daughter, the way she expresses grief is through her drawings, and some of them would get a little more scary or violent, like monsters or whatever. And there's a point in the movie that triggers where those drawings start coming to life, and then
Okay.
them having to try to pull together and go against some of these. But oh, it was something different, and so that was refreshing. It was
There you
different.
go.
So we'll go with that. But other than that, I haven't had too many others that just blew me away in the theater, I'll say.
I want to enjoy the rest of our conversation here, but I have to pee.
Go for it.
Can
Go
I
for it.
pee
I'll
real
run through the
quick?
chat. Yeah, yeah, go for it. I'll run through the chat. And
All right, I will be
yeah,
right back.
yeah, no worries at all. All right. So where are we at here? We got Larry in here saying, hey, cool kids. Good to see you, sir. Larry was saying the governor was the best villain of Walking Dead. I've not gotten through a lot of that series. I would, I need to go back and crack away at that. But like I was saying earlier, uh, it just seems a little daunting sometimes when you come in late to it and you see all of them sitting out there on the streaming service, and it's going to take a long time to get back through all of it. So I don't know. I need to chip away at that. I always like a good zombie horror movie, or, I mean, it's a series, but you know what I mean. Larry was saying the wife and daughter are seeing Wicked for Good either tomorrow or Tuesday. You have to let me know what they think about it. Like I said, I have not seen either of the movie. Well, obviously that one, but I haven't seen the first movie at all. Not for any particular reason other than I just didn't get out to see it. But like I said, I saw the stage performance of it, and I was blown away by the talent of the people on that stage, their voices. It was incredible. Yeah, and I could definitely see where the music caught on. There's definitely some, I mean, in a good way, there's catchy songs in there. But Larry was saying I had no interest in either. Okay. Oh, Toxic Avenger for you. I have not seen that one yet, the new one. So that's one of your top ones for the year. I'll have to get back and check that out and see that. Hopefully I'm catching up. Sorry if I'm falling behind. I just want to make sure spending our time wisely. But USRNG in here saying hi, everyone.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Man,
Hey,
I'll tell
believe
ya,
me, man.
I
No
was
worries on that
I
at
was
all.
trying to power through it. I was like, I don't.
There's no way.
I,
No, there's some day. There's some. I'll say this right now. There's some streams where it's no issue at all, and then there's other streams where it's like 45 minutes in, and you're like, oh gosh, come on. It's like I'll be right back.
I was
But
like, I can keep bouncing my leg, but man, half of the conversation I won't retain.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, and like I said, just kind of rolling along with this. Anytime you want to start wrapping things up too, you'll never hurt my feelings. And if we have more things that we want to talk about, we always can do it again. That's what I always tell people. It just means we got some more to hang out and talk about, and we can hang out longer. But Larry, I was going to say, I've not seen this one, but Larry, the horror cat dad, said the new Toxic Avenger was up on his list
Okay.
of movies for this year, and I have not seen that one. So have you watched that one?
I have not. I've heard about it. I've had an author on the podcast who authored a making of book that came
Yeah.
out recently
Yeah.
for that particular film. It's called I don't know what the book's called. It's something the Toxic Avenger. Dan Jolin is the author. But that's about as much as I know with that. So
I have
Doesn't
not
look like
seen
it would be up my alley, but I mean, you never know.
Yeah, I saw just little clips and bits of it, so we'll have to see. But anymore, it doesn't seem like you have to wait too long before it's on a streaming service. So
Right.
if it's one you're kind of questioning going to the theater too, yeah, you'll be able to have a chance probably to watch it again sometime soon. But I was going to circle back. One question I did want to ask you, and not that we have to like focus on this a lot like through the whole thing, but your love of James Cameron and your podcast you're doing on there. From all of this, I'm sure you knew a lot of about him, the movies, some things that were going on with it before you started doing it because you were a fan of it. But digging into that, is there anything that has kind of jumped out about him that you think maybe casual fans wouldn't know about that you're just like, wow, that was interesting, or like really? And if not, that's okay too. But if you, I was just kind of curious if there's anything that really jumped out to you that after you started digging in and doing the podcast that stood out to you.
The thing immediately that comes to mind is the general consensus of James Cameron is that he's sort of like a douchebag to work with.
Okay.
At least in the early days.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're just, now that years have passed, they've kind of let the stuff go. But
Yeah.
anybody I've ever talked to that has worked with James Cameron says, outside of him being just a perfectionist kind of thing, wanting the best possible product, he's not what people say he is to work with. So
Okay.
I don't know if I'm just selecting the right people, and I haven't talked to somebody that had a really crappy experience with him.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the general idea about James Cameron, is that he's not the easiest filmmaker to work with.
Yeah.
And he's even admitted that in recent interviews. He'll say, yeah, back then I think I was just this guy who was hungry, and I was trying to, get everybody to get on my crazy level. And now I wouldn't do it that way. I would do it, this different way. And specifically, it seems like it really kind of comes from The Abyss.
Oh, Abyss. Yeah.
It seems like that was a pretty wacky, wild shoot.
Yeah. I thought I remember hearing some stories of being in water tanks and not being really happy about some of the situations or the length of time or things like that.
And I mean, I understand, the complaints of people that might have had issue with that, and he understands them too. They just put out a Vanity Fair interview with him for it's like an hour long. He talks about every single movie.
Oh, okay.
In his thing. One of my viewers actually sent it to me and said, maybe one day this will be you.
Hey, never know.
And it's a great interview. And he talks a lot about that, how he would, do things differently, and how he understands why they're, specifically Ed Harris, who, to my knowledge, does not talk about The Abyss.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
But, having said that, it's, I think it's hard to even understand what it's like to make a movie in the first place.
Right.
But to make a movie like The Abyss or like Titanic or like Avatar, and I don't even think we understand how Avatar is actually made, even though there's like documentaries and stuff that come out. There's a recent one, Fire and Water, that came out on Disney Plus. I still don't think we understand how it's made. And just recently I came to the realization, because he explained it in dumb people terms. He said, the way the Avatar films are made is not a typical film. A typical film is you have a camera, you have your actors, you have your lighting, you have whatever, you say action, you get whatever is in frame there. You might have to add stuff in post, but it's what's in frame there.
Right.
The way Avatar is filmed is it's filmed twice. You film the actors with the motion capture stuff all on them.
Yeah.
And then you do all the other things around the actor, which means he can use a take of Sigourney Weaver, let's say take 5 from that scene, and he can use take 8 of Sam Worthington, and he can put them in he can put them in the same scene together, but they're from 2 different takes.
Right.
I never knew that. I never knew that he that's what that technology, that's what that kind of performance capture offers.
That's
Blew my
interesting.
mind. Absolutely blew my mind that you can take an actor from this scene and this take and an actor from this take, stick them in the same scene, and it looks perfect. It looks absolutely perfect, but they're acting on two different things, you know? It's wild.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Because I mean, realistically, you could have some actor that's talking to a completely different character about something completely different, but then they like, oh, this works together, you know, and kind of do a little patchwork and put it together. And
it's wild. But the whole point of what is like, I just don't even think we comprehend what stress that feels like, what, you know, all this stuff, I always feel like I want to say to people that criticize, all right, stop what you're doing right now. Stop what you're doing. Like if you were complaining about filmmakers, I'd say, okay, stop this stream right now.
Yeah.
Make a movie. Go. Go make a movie right now.
Yeah.
Assemble actors. Tell them what to do. I guarantee you it's not as easy as it looks.
Well, I'm sure there's a bit of stress on top of that too, with how much money is, especially when you get to
writing.
You know, when he was getting to some of those, like Abyss or any of those movies, there's quite a bit of money that's riding on those things. And
I mean, I can't imagine what that feels like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I could see that putting a little pressure on you. I'll say that for sure. So.
Yeah. And now I'm sure, you know, now he's James Cameron. Now, you know, people bow to him.
Yeah.
But man, back in those early days, people weren't bowing to him. They were, you know, show us what you're made of kind of thing. Yeah. So I understand why he was hard and why he wanted, you know.
Well, it made a great film too. I mean, no matter what, I enjoy it.
What's your favorite Cameron film?
Oh, so, my favorite one. I had fun when they re-released, or not re-released, but they got the 4Ks out of, there was like the big three kind of, wasn't it? You got the Abyss, Aliens. True Lies, and Aliens. Those three right there, I had a lot of fun running back through those. So I know I'm cheating. I'm not like picking one out yet, but I was excited for those to come out in 4K, and I bought, those are all pre-purchases and or pre-orders, whatever you want to say, and got those in and ran through them. Those were ones that did not sit on my shelf without being watched. So I'll just say that. So, and that's a nice mix of his movies too.
Genres.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of run across those. So, I'll say I was really excited for those to come out, but I also had fun with like, I don't know, like Titanic, or, you know, like, that was one we went and saw in the theater. My wife and I did. But yeah, that Aliens, True Lies, and Abyss, when those three came out in 4K all at once, I'll say I got those right off the bat, and they went into the player pretty quickly after I got them in the house. So
heck yeah.
So I know I'm cheating. I'm not like really answering your question, but that, like I said, when you're saying like crossing genres too, where he has done some different things, and that does kind of like represent a little bit of a stretch of where, you know, the different genres that he's done. But
he has. I mean, my second favorite is Stanley Kubrick, and I feel like that's a cop-out answer. I feel like that's like, oh, of course you like Kubrick, but it's I feel like Kubrick is, I mean, light years and you know, ahead of Cameron in terms of that. Like that guy never kind of copied, you know, this movie is different from that movie, from that movie, from that movie. There is a through line kind of with Cameron. It's typically he is a science fiction guy. That is really where he kind of specializes. True Lies and Titanic are the kind of really the oddballs. But you know,
I'm trying to look back, but I remember seeing the original Avatar, and that blew me away when they had that. It's just, if nothing else, it's a beautiful movie to watch, you know, and not taking away from anything else with it, but it's a good looking movie. I don't know. There's so many of them. I mean,
like the thing that simultaneously frustrates me and also is like, this is amazing, is that he's only made 9 movies, you know, excluding documentaries and whatnot, just feature length fictional films. Also, if you exclude Piranha. So if you don't exclude Piranha 2, now he's at 10. Or no, if you do, it's 9. If you include it, it's 10. But either way, he excludes it. So 9 films, including the new one, Fire and Ash. That's crazy. 9 films. Like that's like, Quentin Tarantino has 9, and then what? Stanley Kubrick has 13, I think. So, I mean, that's wild.
Well, I guess if you're making them hit, you know, you don't have to do as many, maybe.
Yeah, well,
but he's taken time between quite a few movies too,
oh yeah,
hasn't
he
he?
has. Yeah, he's taken 2 long breaks:
Yeah,
Titanic to Avatar and Avatar to Way of Water. 2
yeah,
incredibly long gaps there, but yeah, he's quality over quantity,
yeah,
100%. Not to throw shade at Spielberg, but that guy has like 30 plus films.
yeah.
So of course he's legendary, just from a quantity standpoint.
Right, right.
That's why
Well,
I always go to like, and I'm always upset when I see movie or not movies, books celebrating the greatest directors of all time. 9 times out of 10, Cameron's not in there, and
mm.
it really frustrates me. Um, but that's a discussion for the podcast. I talk a lot about that on the podcast.
So do you think that's not to go too far into that, but like, do you think it's just because of the whole quantity thing? He doesn't have the quantity, no matter if nine, say, 9 awesome movies, but another one has 13 to 20 movies and 9 of them are great out of it, but you just hear their name more and more like over the years. You think that plays into it? It's just they look at him like, well, he's only been at 9 movies. Or...
I think that could be a thing. I think the fact that he's living, but that doesn't really, count, because a lot of times you see Spielberg in there, you see Nolan in there,
Yeah.
you see Tarantino. These are all guys that are living. Um, I don't know. I feel like he's a populist entertainment filmmaker, so I feel
Yeah.
like that kind of plays a little bit in there. Even someone like Spielberg had his, kind of indie film, and he had his artsy stuff. So he doesn't really he's kind of dabbled in more.
Right.
I don't know, which is weird because Cameron has 3 currently, hopefully with Fire and Ash 4 of the
Yeah.
highest grossing films of all time. I mean, I don't know what else you have to do. He swept the Oscars with Titanic.
Well, I remember we went a couple times to see it. My wife and I went and saw it a couple times in the theater, and that was, before streaming and everything when that was out. And I heard so many people going back for multiple viewings in the theater. And so when you got a movie that, and a longer movie, and for especially at that time, it was a longer movie, and
Oh yeah.
people are like, they wanted to put the money down and watch it again because you knew once it got out of the theater, it was going to be, well, at that time, it was going to be like 8 months to a year before you were going to be able to rent the thing or something. But if you can get people back into the seats again and again multiple times, that says something about that. So yeah, that was pretty epic one. I'll say that for sure. But,
Yeah. And I don't know. I think people take him for granted, kind of thing. I think once he dies, I think that'll be the people will go, oh, wait, hold on. He actually is a great filmmaker. And now we should probably include him in our great filmmaker book.
yeah, unfortunately, there's some of those artists that they don't get really appreciated until they're gone, kind of a thing. And
Yeah.
then people kind of retrospectively look back at it and be like, oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a great movie.
But then I also think it also plays in reverse here, so that he's not included because he swept the Oscars and because he has 3 of the highest grossing films of all time. So why should we include him in here? He's already
He's got it. He's got his accolades already or whatever.
To me, that's BS. Like if you're making a great filmmaker book, include a great filmmaker like James Cameron.
It's like apologize for making a great movie that sweeps the Oscars, some year or something like that. It's like, well, sorry, but that's what he got voted.
And not even to throw shade here, because I love that she's included, and it's a she, which is phenomenal because you rarely hear talk of female filmmakers achieving levels of let's include them in a great filmmaker book.
Right.
That's absolutely awesome. I love it. And it's cool that they were married at one point. But Catherine Bigelow, Catherine Bigelow was in this book, and James Cameron was not. Now, okay. Catherine Bigelow, okay, she's made some good movies, and I enjoy her body of work. Okay. What are we doing here?
Well, and you can also say, like, I'm not saying she shouldn't be in the book, but if she's in the book, why isn't he in the book? Kind of a thing. But yeah, absolutely. I forget about that they were
a thing.
Yeah.
And that he's an executive producer on Point Break.
Oh, see, I need to go back through all the podcasts, and I'd like get to figure out all that fun stuff. That's okay. I didn't realize that either.
And she
So
has a movie, I haven't seen it yet, Strange Days with Ray Fiennes,
yes, I have that one.
and he co-wrote that.
Oh, really? Okay, I knew
So
that. I knew that was her movie, but I
there
didn't know
are
he
some
was.
collaborations between him and Catherine Bigelow.
Yeah, that was kind of a funky sci-fi movie, and but I'll say, and it's been it's kind of older now, but man, I can see stuff with VR, virtual reality, and some other things going on where I'm like, I don't know, they kind of calling some stuff out that are, I don't know. It's kind of funny when you watch some of those movies that it seems so far fetched at the time when you saw it in the theater, but then you give it 20 years or however long, and then you're like, oh gosh, that's kind of hitting it on the nail.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I have yet to see that film. I'm
Okay.
kind of hoping. I love to see a movie for the first time if it's like a filmmaker I'm really curious about. And
Yeah.
he didn't direct it, but he did co-write it, so it
Yeah.
falls in that line. I would love to see it on the big screen.
Oh yeah.
I don't know when that'll happen, when someone will
Right.
be like, hey, let's put Strange Days back out in theaters. But
You never know. It seems like some of the theaters around us, they were getting some bigger turnouts for some of these throwback retro screenings of movies than
yeah,
the new ones that were coming out, So like Jaws that was just released for the anniversary, that was pulling in higher numbers than some of the other new release movies that were coming out.
right.
But I think that's a great way for theaters to be creative and bring more money and get more people in the seats. Like bring back some of those movies that either you missed it at the time or you were too young or not born at the time and you want to have that experience of the big screen seeing it. And I think that's I hope the ones around us, they do more of that because it's kind of cool to go back and watch some of those on the screen.
But to do more of the obscure stuff, because
Oh yeah, yeah,
look, I love Jaws.
yeah, yeah,
How many times has that movie come back to theaters?
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, come on. Can we, like, there's other movies,
You're
guys.
like, I get it.
There's other movies. Like,
Yep.
come on, Strange Days, or,
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. Geez, I would love to see What's Eating Gilbert Grape back on the big screen,
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, I haven't seen that one.
Like, come on. Like, I mean,
You can
Jaws
barely
is
see
great.
in the background here. I went and saw last year. They live
Live?
on the big screen, so
Nice.
that was kind of fun because I never had a chance to see it on the big
Yeah,
screen.
see, that's a little more obscure. Of
Yeah.
course, Halloween is always going to come back to the big
Yeah.
screen. But yeah, like where They Live, Christine, I would love to see.
Oh, that'd be a fun one to
You know?
see. Yeah. Oh well, we'll have to. But I think they got to think outside of the box sometimes with those, where not only the big new movies coming out, but yeah, get some of that nostalgia or some of those, like you said, lesser known movies that you just hadn't had a chance to see and get people, to do that. But I was just gonna say hi really quickly. Eli Cortez in here saying what's up, Eddie in chat.
Hello, hello.
Good to see you, sir. He was throwing your link out there. Thank you. I appreciate you doing that. Larry was saying OG Terminator or Aliens for him.
Yeah,
his
yeah.
time.
That's the thing, because I ask every guest on the podcast at the end
Mhm.
whether they've worked on the films or they're just a fan. And if they've worked on the films, I say, put your association aside. What's your number one favorite Cameron film? Very rarely do I hear Avatar, or very rarely do I hear True Lies. It's usually the
Oh.
other ones. It's usually Terminator, Terminator 2, Aliens, Abyss, Titanic. That's usually what I hear. When I get the rare Avatar, it's kind of a breath of fresh air, So.
Yeah, there's some heavy hitters there that I can see hearing that as a response quite a bit of the time. So
Yeah.
you can't blame them, but at the same time, you're just like, oh, Avatar this time. I like that. It's something different. Everybody, I'm just making sure I say hi to everybody that is in here. All right. Well, and then Brawler was saying, man, I want everything to be released in the theaters. So much great cinema I need to see on the big screen. And I know, Brawler, you've been kind of on a mission to kind of hit some of those classics, some before you were born, some when you were too young to get to see them in the theater. So I can understand that. It's kind of fun to see some of those names you've heard of before up on a big screen.
Yeah. those are the times when you wish you had your own giant, like the
Yeah.
smallest theater at like the AMC, like the really small one that's, I don't know, holds 100 people.
Yeah.
Every time I walk in there, I'm always like, man, this would be like the perfect home theater, you know?
Yeah.
Like obviously I'm not filling every hundred, like all the 100 seats, but like
Yeah.
this is the perfect size. And
Yep.
you know,
Oh, believe me, I always joke about that. You always see those memes that are like, well, if I ever won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs. Yeah,
oh
the
yeah,
sign would
yeah.
be I'd have this big theater I put up in the backyard or something like that, where, or you see this big addition and it's just a theater. To in, but that'd be so cool. Have friends over and watch a movie. And,
I was just watching and like something popped up on YouTube that was like 4 years old. It was a movie critic, Scott Mance, talking to Arnold Schwarzenegger
uh-huh.
right at the, I think it was 2021. So it was, the big screen is back, right? So it was like when we started going back to the movies.
Yeah.
And of course, because the big screen is back, I'll be back. They got Arnold Schwarzenegger to kind of tie in and endorse it. So Scott was interviewing Arnold, and I think he said something to the effect of, "So what movies are you excited for 2021?" And Arnold said something to the effect of, well, I'm not going to talk about those movies. I have my own home theater at home, but man, I love going to the movies, just regular.
Yeah.
And it's like, when I heard him say that, I was like, damn you.
Yeah.
Like you have your own home theater.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, that
bastard.
he could probably have a bunch of people over in.
Oh my
Like,
God.
yeah, it's probably nicer than the theater I go to, probably
But he
too.
loves going to just, regular theaters. So of
Mm-hmm.
course it's the reverse, right? He has the home theater, but he loves
Yeah.
going to the regular theater.
Yeah.
We go to the regular theater, but we would love to have the home theater,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I to have a whole dedicated space like that, but it'd be that'd be pretty cool. Like I said, that's where people figure out if I won the lottery or not, if they see some big addition going on, like to, or buy some big place where I can half of it as a theater instead of like a house or something. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it's kind of crazy, but you still have a good time watching it at home. Like, it's what's crazy is how sky's the limit on big screen TVs for prices. I mean, there's always going to be the next like super expensive one, but that has been one nice thing where it's kind of crazy to me in my mind how big of a screen you can get anymore for the price. Like, not saying the top end one, there's like the OLED, some of those are, there's always something that's going to push the price limit, but some others, like even the lower end ones, are way better than anything I ever grew up with, and way bigger than that. So maybe that's some of it too. Even though it's not a gigantic home theater, maybe that's kind of the problem too of people getting out to the theater when you can have a pretty nice, decent sized 4K screen at your house, even if you don't have the top end everything. It's still a pretty nice picture, and if you can have it as quiet or as loud as you want, and you can pause it if you want to, or
Yeah.
and don't. But that's probably part of the struggle that they're fighting against too.
Oh, 100%. It's just that, but I will always advocate for the theater, just for the fact that when I go to the theater, and I can't be alone with this, I lock in.
Oh yeah,
Whereas when I'm at home, I have distractions going on
yeah, I
around
can see
me
that.
that I can't control. Like, I can control my phone, I can put my phone away,
Hmm.
but I have a cat,
Hmm.
So what happens when my cat starts getting the zoomies and starts running around, right? I
Hmm.
mean, like, I can't focus on the movie.
Hmm.
So, and that's literally affected a few movies that I've seen once at home, didn't like it, hated it, whatever. And then I rewatched it on a big screen re-release, and I loved it.
Yeah,
Why? Why did I love it? I think it's because I'm locked in,
yeah,
and the biggest distraction maybe is someone 5 rows down that pulls out their phone to shoot someone an Instagram message, and
yeah,
you're like, dude, what are you doing?
yeah.
That's maybe the biggest distraction. So I really think, I mean, obviously I'm preaching to the choir here, but go to the theaters.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
seriously, just go, right?
No, it's good time. It's funny you say that because literally the other night I stopped a movie and I was like, I'm coming back to it later because we have a big dog, a big yellow lab, and sometimes he's got a chew toy that he gets
Yeah.
he gets working on, and he decided he was going to do that, right? And I couldn't handle it, and I stopped the movie, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait until you get tired to come back and start it back up again, because there was, I can't get mad at him. It's like his chew toy, but and he was not hurting anything. But I was like, I can't concentrate on the movie right now, so
No.
I can understand that.
Although, but like when people bring their kids to the movies, I'm like, wow, really? You're bringing your infantile child to a movie? Okay.
Or I agree with that, and I've even had some somewhat recently where it wasn't an infant but a child I personally thought was way too young for the type of movie it was, and they were getting scared and crying to their parents, and I'm just like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to see the movie that bad, do you? And I'm like, not to be judgy, but I'm like, there's a certain point where I don't know, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
USRG said he likes every Avatar movie he's seen. So,
All
have you
right.
seen any of them? I should ask. No, I'm just joking. I like them all, but I haven't seen them.
My mind goes to, because he said every Avatar movie, and there's only essentially two right now. So
Yeah.
I'm also thinking, oh, are you like talking about The Last Airbender? Like you like the M. Night Shyamalan?
Oh,
movie?
yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw the movie of that one, but the
show.
animated series, the show, actually my son got into that, and we watched, that was one we watched together when he was younger. But yeah,
I hate that. Like
different
when I
Avatar.
yeah. Like when I bring it up to people at work, 9 times out of 10, they're like, oh, you're not talking about The Last Airbender. Yeah. You're talking about the blue people. I'm like, yes, I'm talking about the blue people.
You're like Cameron, not Airbender.
Yeah.
Oh, getting some love for the beard. Thank you, Eli. I appreciate it.
Yeah. You got the salt and
got it all.
But it's like a brown, so it's not even pepper.
Yeah, it's just
like the top there, like the mustache.
I say it's like
brown.
my racing stripe. It's just right down the chin. I'm joking.
Like
last
salt,
year,
pepper and cinnamon.
There you go. Yeah, I go for that. Yeah, last year, this is pretty long for me, but last year I let it go, probably the longest I ever did. And so I joked, if I brought it back each winter, I'll just have to see how much more white comes in each time that it grows back out. So, hey, it happens. It happens. Oop, there we go. Here saying hi to Eli. Larry was saying I still have a non-smart 65-inch TV in the man cave.
Ooh.
That's all right.
Are you talking about the ones with like the big back, like the big?
Oh, I wonder.
Back, is that what you're talking about? Something like that? Because he says non-smart, so it makes me think it's something like that.
Well, I don't know. I did have a big cabinet. Well, to me, it was a big one. But it was one of those cabinet like projector ones that it was, but it was only, it was, I say only, but to me it was huge, but 42 inches, but it was the square ratio, whatever that is, the 4:3 or whatever, the box, it was before the widescreen. And that thing was so darn heavy. We took that thing apart when it finally kicked it and had to bring it up from the basement. And it was just like, we don't have to try to be nice to it. We'll just take it apart. But yeah, those suckers were big. They were like a piece of furniture.
Right.
But, okay, we got some fun. Sorry, I'm skipping past some of the chats, but, well, I don't mean to be keeping you too long. I'm having fun talking though. I will tell you this, like, I don't want to overstay my welcome, but I'm having a lot of fun talking. And if you'd be willing to come back sometime, and even if we picked a different topic or a specific topic to go into, I think it'd be fun to hang out and talk some more. But I guess before, we start looking at, wrapping up, so I don't keep you all night long. I know you got the podcast going on, so you can hit on that again too. Anything big with that, or anything else with the channel, or anything you got coming up you want to throw out there for people to be on the lookout for?
Well, the channel is really essentially we only do like an occasional live stream, and we like to do our card games that we play with
other
other YouTubers. So we did Rotten Tomatoes the card game for a bunch of rounds, and now we're focused on, it's called Poorly Explained Movies.
Yeah.
Which I don't think you've played yet, right?
I have not. No.
Okay, so that's changing.
Okay.
So you'll be on that because we have a
good.
couple more rounds coming up, and then there's a finals that we're going to be playing. Right now, Huck is in the finals. Tracy, Nerdy Film Girl, is in there. Seth from Slacker Media is in there. And Dell on Movies is in the finals.
Oh, you got a great group there.
Yeah,
that'll be a fun group.
Yeah, it's very eclectic.
Oh, yeah, great group.
So that's coming up on the channel at some point, the next round of Poorly Explained Movies. A lot of fun with that game. And then the podcast, like I said, is I have probably 25 hours of episodes just back cataloged right now that I recorded last year, 2024, when I was still living in Georgia. So I love, and I told Laren this because Laren and I talk just in real life.
He's a good guy. Yeah, I do.
He like just shoots me messages. He's like, I love that in one episode your beard is like down to here, and then in the very next episode you're like clean shaven, and then in the following episode you have another long beard. And it's just because it's like I've recorded so much of this over such a period of time and I just haven't released it yet.
That's how you catch the people who really follow your channel. Then be like, hey, how did you have a full beard yet last week and now you're shaved, or now you got a full beard again the week after?
Just really quickly, this is, and I don't know if he's watching right now or not, but this is like just a quick little celebration of Laren. Laren is like, not only is he the greatest dude in person, because I was kind of worried about that, last year when we were meeting up for the first time. Like, what if he's kind of like an asshole? But he's
you never know.
He's not. He is as genuine as he is on the chats and when he's on camera. But man, he like remembers things.
Oh yeah.
That I'm like, dude, like, how do you remember that it's my birthday? Because you don't have social media that I know of, so you're not getting a notification, hey, it's Eddie's birthday today, and I maybe told you once that it's my birthday this day. Like, how do you remember this stuff? It's absolutely wild. So yeah, Laren is the best.
100%. Yep.
He just is. But he messaged me that one day. He's like, I love that your podcast is like your beard is varying and like your background is changing,
Yep.
So but yeah, that's what to look forward to. Like I said, a week from today, I'm talking to David S. Goyer, who's a pretty prolific screenwriter, and he's directed a little bit. Like I said, he did The Third Blade, which I don't know, some people don't like that movie.
You're still directing a movie. That's more than I've done.
But he specifically, we're going to specifically focus on, because I feel like a lot of people, when they interview that guy, talk about the Dark Knight stuff and the Blade stuff. I haven't really heard anyone talk to him about Terminator Dark Fate. So, and that movie is a very interesting movie. The fact that Cameron came back as a producer, and that was supposed to start a whole new thing with Terminator, and we all know it didn't.
Yeah.
Linda Hamilton is sort of regretful that she even did it. She's like, why didn't I just stick with T1 and T2 and that's it?
Yeah.
But so I'm really looking forward to that conversation, to kind of pick his brain, being one of the screenwriters.
And I'm sorry, when did you say that was coming out?
Well, I don't know when it's coming out. I'm recording it 1 week from today.
I gotcha. So just watch the channel. You'll post when it's coming out.
Look for it. I reached back out to Jeanette Goldstein. I want to get her back on. John Bruno's coming back on. But yeah, like I try to get, people that have been on, because obviously I have the connection now. So I like to get them to come back. But I also really enjoy finding new people. So I'm in the process of getting the True Lies publicist on. The guy that worked in the publicity department for True Lies. Like, I want to talk to him about what that was like, So yeah, I mean, if that's something that you're into, and I like to also try to do interesting episodes, not just conversations, which I think are interesting, but I'm doing a whole segment now where it's bad reviews. So I get a guest on. Typically the first episode is always someone that worked on the film. So perfect example, Titanic. I got Alexandra Boyd. She is one of the core extras in that film. I got her to come on, and we read bad reviews that people leave on Letterboxd, IMDb, that just hate the movie. Like they absolutely hate Titanic, and here's why they hate it.
Yeah.
And then we offer up some commentary, and it's just like that. Those episodes are a lot of fun because
That'd be interesting.
people are just ripping these movies a new a-hole.
Yeah.
They're
just unhappy and want to let you know about it.
Yeah.
Talking about positive, though, we were talking really positive, and all of a sudden, look who pops in here. Laren, right there.
There he is on cue.
Yep, Laren saying, Wilkin, Ed, good evening.
Laren,
I don't know.
Did you hear the celebration I just gave you, or go back a couple minutes?
I was going to say, he was celebrating you, and I agreed 100% with it. So, good to see you, man.
Fun fact, can you pull that back up?
Oh, yeah.
What do you, I don't know if you know this. What do you think his profile picture is? Or do you know what his profile picture is?
I don't.
Okay, so for the longest time, I thought it was like shattered glass. Like it looks like glass that someone threw a rock at. Right?
Yeah.
Like a windshield.
Yeah.
To my understanding, it's a Reese's wrapper.
Oh, for real?
It's like a Reese's wrapper, right, Laren?
Oh, I'm going to have to do like a screenshot and like really blow it up on my phone to look at it. Now.
Every time I see it, it still looks like a shattered windshield.
Like it looks like a bullet hole almost or something.
Right? But... Yeah, like come on, Laren. You gotta just put your face there.
Yeah, Laren. Let's see your pretty face.
Let's see that beautiful face.
I will say I was lucky enough to meet him in person one time before too. So
okay. So that's our
cool
mutual
guy. Yep.
That's our 7 degrees of separation, Kevin Bacon kind of thing.
There was our Kevin Bacon moment right there. So yep, got to hang out with him. And no, he was, like you said, just as cool and nice as he was in the chats and everything before when I met him through that. But yeah, good guy. And I'll agree with the memory thing too. I've had moments like that with him too, like you said, where he pulls something out and I even forgot. I was like, oh yeah, I did say that, or whatever. But I wish I had a memory like that.
I don't understand it. And for the longest time before I met him, I didn't know that he was even real. Like I thought he might have been kind of like an AI thing going on that was just really good.
Yeah,
that was like really good. And then of course picked him up at the airport, hugged him, and was like, "Okay, you're an actual physical being. You might still be an android. I don't know."
Yeah. But one step closer to being a real person to me.
Yeah.
So, no. And he was saying, I didn't hear that. I'll have to go back for sure.
Go back, man. It's a big celebration of Laren.
Oh, there you go. It's the Reese's foil sprawled out. LOL.
That's so weird, but like, come on, Laren. Like you've been on camera now. Like you've been on multiple channels with your face on camera.
Yeah, let's see
your face there. Come on.
Let's see it. We're just seeing before we wrap up here. Just seeing whatever Laren was saying. 1 million hearts, or just saying probably a lot of love. Thanks. Yeah, no, but it's all sincere. So. Yeah, you're a good guy, man. Fun hanging out with. Yeah, Laren is too nice. He has to be AI. Yeah, you almost feel like that sometimes anymore. Like, wow, they're really nice and supportive. Are they real?
Yeah. It's the weirdest thing.
It's cool to come across. But well, cool. So you got that going on. It's kind of cool that you have, like I said, and you were saying too, I can understand where you want to have some people back on, especially if you had a really good experience talking to them. And they probably have so many stories and other things that like you can't fit it into just one podcast. So I could see where that's really nice to bring them back, where you already know that, if you had a good rapport with them and you have more things you could talk about. But yeah, it's also cool that you're continuing to reach out and get some new people onto the podcast. And do you have see, I don't know. I've never ventured into the podcast. Does any of those help you more than others? Like if you were going to, like, I'm sure you'd be like, check it out however you can check it out. But between YouTube and Spotify and Apple and whatever, is there any that help more than others, or just, hey, wherever you can jump in and check it out?
I mean, well, first of all, I'll be the first to, look, I'm super humble about this. The podcast is not exploding like at all. And I go to bed totally fine with that because I'm not doing it for the the validation of, okay, I need this many views for me to feel comfortable releasing the next episode, kind of thing, to like keep going. Because if it was that case, I would have stopped at episode 12. It's a passion project, and it's something that is going to live on the internet for as long as the internet's around, and I don't see it going anywhere. So it's there, and I go to bed knowing, okay, it's there, right? If someone finds it, good. And if someone gets enjoyment out of it, good. If someone's enlightened, informed, whatever, great. Platform-wise, I don't know. I have the most reviews and everything on Spotify, so I mean, maybe that helps. Also, Spotify has video, so you can it's essentially YouTube. You can comment.
Oh, you can see it there too. Yeah,
and you can leave comments. So Spotify is kind of becoming YouTube in a way.
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts is, to my understanding, still strictly audio only.
Okay.
And then of course YouTube is the tried and true.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, this isn't the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. It's not getting millions of views. And to bring Haley back here, she the other day said, why don't you boost your posts like on Facebook and stuff? You can pay to boost your posts and everything and get it out there more. And I said, yeah, like I understand that. It's sort of like you open a restaurant, you want to put a billboard out, right?
Right.
But and if she wants to do that for me, go right ahead. I don't want to do it because it feels disingenuous to me. It feels kind of like I'm paying to have people come see me.
Yeah.
And I don't like that feeling. I like the feeling of they found me organically and they like what I'm doing and then they support. I like that better than I'm going to pay to boost it and get it out there. And to me, that feels kind of weird.
Yeah, I guess I haven't dipped into that at all, but that's where I like doing something like this, where I'm not anything big or anything, but maybe my couple people that are nice enough to follow me and enjoy me, and maybe this is the first time they got to see your channel. Obviously not everybody, like Laren jumping in here obviously knows you very, very well. But like, I always like doing things like this too, where sometimes even if it's one or two people, it's like, like if you have another one or two friends that want to jump in and hear about your take on some topics or some movies, or, a new interview that you got going on, that's always fun to have that happen. And I'm right there with you too. It was like one or two people, I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah. And I mean, again, back to what we talked about at the beginning, you click on your homepage for your channel, you have that thing that you have to have a certain amount of members before you can even get we want to thank our members.
Yeah.
You have that. So you've achieved some kind of level of success, which is great.
I've been very blessed with some very, very supportive, and I'll just say friends. It's been a great experience. So like I said, I wouldn't change anything either. I'm definitely, like you said, I'm no Joe Rogan. I'm not getting millions or thousands of views, but the people that are tuning in are tuning in because they want to hang out and listen to it. And so I'll take one or two of those over 1,000 that really don't care,
right.
So
yeah,
but for sure. But well, I've got a couple more people I was going to say hi to real quick before we get going here. But Laren was saying you guys are too kind. No, you deserve it, buddy. Ari's World, how you doing, man? I thought I said hi to you earlier, but yeah, agree right there. Podcasting is hard to break through now, but as long as you enjoy it, keep it up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's I'm not trying to break through. My breakthroughs are when I reach out to Jennifer Bean,
for sure.
Jennifer Blanc Bean, who is the wife of Michael Bean. When I reach out to her, because she starred in, let me pull it here real quick. I just saw it in the reflection. Where is it on the other side?
I always get turned around when I see it on the screen.
she starred in this show.
Oh, Dark Angel.
Dark Angel, right? With Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
She's in here, which is a weird coincidence that she married Michael Bean. So I reach out to her. She, back in 2019, gets me the interview with Michael Bean.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Fast forward to now, Michael Bean has his own podcast, so he's kind of a little harder to get now because he's
Sure.
even entered the podcasting world. It's called Fooling About with Michael Bean.
Yeah.
Great. Love watching it. But I reached back out to Jennifer because I'm saying, okay, well, now I have a James Cameron podcast, not a Terminator podcast. And I would love to talk to you about Dark Angel. And she says, I'd love to talk to you
That's
about
awesome.
Dark Angel. That's my breakthrough.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not trying to get views with this. The breakthrough happened with Jennifer Blanc Bean, or just Jennifer Blanc, as she's credited in the show,
Right.
agreed to come on my little dumb podcast and talk about Dark Angel. That's my breakthrough.
Oh, absolutely. I'd completely agree with that. That's awesome. It's I don't know. It's a cool thing to be like, like I enjoy this show and you're going to talk to somebody that was part of that,
Right.
like, and you're talking to people of different levels of being, not levels, but different production points of being involved with it, like whether they're acting in it or writing or editing or publicizing, that's cool to see the different angles that people are in the industry promoting this thing that you enjoy watching on the big screen or on the TV or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool. I agree with that.
That's if there's anything to take away from this is, if you have an idea for something, like for a podcast, if you have an idea, first do your research, go everywhere, go on Apple, Spotify, see if it even exists, that kind of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And even if it does exist, because there are some podcasts out there that talk about James Cameron, but they either are limited and then they move on to George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, so they focus on a bunch of people.
Okay.
Or they started and then they kind of simmered off, right?
Yeah.
You see a lot of that with podcasts. I have the Walking Dead one. We started it and then it simmered. So if you have an idea, even if it exists, it's cliche, but do it, because this podcast gets me through the along with Haley, along with Felix Arquette, my family, friends, gets me through the ups and downs of life, having something to look forward to. That's literally my motto in life.
Yeah. If
you always have something to look forward to, you can't be depressed, you can't be sad, because you're looking forward to it. So I looked forward to this conversation, however long we've been doing it.
It's been a while, but both of us, it's just life is busy and it's kind of a crazy thing, but I'm so glad we kept in touch, right, and got this done. And I was looking forward to it. Yeah, absolutely. Today, it got me through my work day. I was like, all right, at 6 p.m., I'm coming on Corey's channel. And we're going to talk about some stuff we enjoy. I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about. I assume we'll talk some James Cameron. But we talked about The Long Walk. We talked about We were all over. Yeah. So that's one thing I learned about people sometimes. I can kind of wander sometimes on the chats, but you never know where it's going to end up. But I think we had a lot of interesting, good stuff. I mean, it was a fun talk, but you're definitely somebody I could see sitting down and talking with again, and digging into something completely different, picking out a topic. So, if I didn't scare you off too much the first round, we'll have to, if you're ever up for it and we figure out a time, it'd be fun to, even if we nail down a movie or a topic, it'd be fun to get your take on it and, talk to you about it a little bit further. That, and then of course, Poorly Explained Movies. Oh yeah. Let me know sometime. Whenever we get that locked and loaded. Yeah. And then I think you and I are also going to be on Mega Mike's channel for the collector thing, for the gifts. Yeah, I think I saw we were both in that group chat. Yeah, so, that'll be kind of a fun one to go through, and I got to put some more thought. I already had some things that kind of popped into my head, but but yes, there's looks like a pretty good sized group for that one. So so that's coming up in December. We'll have that going on. I'm blanking on the date, but like I said, I need 15th or 16th. Okay, there you go. Somewhere in there. 15th. There you go. I looked at my calendar. You have better memory. You see, you're closer to Laren than me on your memory. But see, Laren would have been like December 15th at 8 p.m. Yeah. And he would name off everybody that's in the chat too. Right. I only know it's you, me, Mega Mike, and I know Tiana's in there, I think. Okay. And I need to go back and look. I don't know who else look through the list of everybody. We got Davey Deathray in here saying, hey, everyone. Good to see you. Well, speaking of Poorly Explained Movies, Davey was on
one of those rounds.
Oh,
So
nice.
AB Death
Nice.
Ray, yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh yeah, he seems like super
He was a
cool.
little drunk that night though. He was drinking, so he kept like chatting and he kept apologizing for it. He's like, "I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you."
Well, he was just feeling the spirit, I guess, at that.
But he just did a 10-hour long, well, maybe not just, but recently did a 10-hour long stream that benefited some charity that he was donating all the super chats to.
That's awesome.
That's insane. I didn't even know you could stream that long on StreamYard, assuming he used StreamYard.
Yeah, I don't know how that all works out, what the limits are, but I had a good friend too, Nadia Horror with Nads is her channel, Nadia,
Okay.
and she did a similar thing. It was about a 10-hour thing, and she was doing any type of all the super chats, anything from that. Well, for the whole month that she got, she was donating to this cause, and was awesome. And she went over her goal. But yeah, I jumped on a couple times, but like one time I wasn't even supposed to come back on, but I got back on. I'm like, oh, they're still going, and so I jumped on there, and I'm like, you won't hurt my feelings, but if you want an extra person to like talk for a little bit so you can take a drink of water or do something else, and she's like, yeah, come on in. But yeah, I think she was that's a long time. I've done some long ones on other people's channels too, but I've been scaling it back a little bit. I had a reputation at first of going really long on a lot of the live streams, so people would joke like, oh, you only did 3 hours tonight, Corey. You did a short stream tonight. And I'm like, no, just kind of getting the feel for it. And it also depends if you have an early morning the next day too. That probably helps decide how super long you're going. But
Right.
just like we're saying right here, Brawler was saying, no, Wilkie, don't end the stream all nighter. Well, maybe not tonight. Maybe not tonight.
Also, I saw a Huck popped up.
Yeah,
there.
I brought that up there saying, hey, movie peeps. We were
Good
talking
old
about
Huck.
you guys getting to meet up, Huck. Got to do that earlier, but all right. Well, I tell you what, we went up past the 2-hour mark, so I hope I didn't keep you too long.
Ah,
I definitely, like I said, I would love to have you back on and talk some more. That's where I always tell people, don't ever feel like we have to go forever and get burnout. If we feel, the conversation's going really well and going to have fun to talk about some more things, just means we can do another stream sometime,
Yeah.
and jump on and do that. So I'll say again to everybody, I tried to put a bunch of links in the description of the live stream. So for Eddie there, we got YouTube, the fans of something. We have Instagram for you, and then also for the James Cameron 101 podcast. And then I also tried to put the link tree in there. I think it was working, where you can link out to Spotify or Apple podcasts to check out the podcast. So I would say definitely, whether you know Eddie or not, it's worth checking out. It doesn't cost you anything, and you might find the next podcast that helps you through a day. It's always, I love meeting new people and hearing their takes on things. And you got some great interviews already done and in the books, and it sounds like you got some fun ones on the horizon here too. So
yeah. And this was, I mean, look, this was, again, back to what I said, something I look forward to. It kind of filled my motto of life, always have something to look forward to. And so I appreciate that, the fact that you reached out and even wanted to talk to me in the first place.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So that was really cool. And yeah, again, just congrats on the success that your channel's had already. And
Thank you.
I mean, obviously, it's only up from here, so it'll continue to grow. And we'll definitely be collaborating more in the not too distant future.
I'm all for it, and we'll do that for sure. So hang on just a moment after we close it out, if you don't mind just hanging around for just a second. But everybody else that's been joining in the stream, you've been great. We've had a great active chat, so I appreciate that so much. Whether you're jumping in for the first time or not, if you've never checked out one or the other, check it out, and we can, if you like talking movies or just hearing random chats where, my live streams kind of go all over the place sometimes, come back and check us both out, and we'll go from there. But until the next time, love you all, and thank you so much for jumping in here and making this another fun stream. So
and keep being fans of something.
that's right. We'll talk to y'all later.